Welcome in, Regan's Corner fans. We got a special guest for you. We got star catcher for the Boone Grove Wolves, PCC champs, and Drake commit, Emily Veschak. Emily, how's it going and how is it popping?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Okay. Uh, it's not every day you get hit a Division I athlete in your Regan's Corner programs. But hey, so how did you start in the game of softball?
So I started when I was 6 years old, and I played for PTYL, the Boone Grove Rec League, and then I continued to play travel ball. And I started that when I was around 11 or 12 years old. And then from there, I've gone to several different travel ball teams, and that's how I got started.
Absolutely. So let's kind of talk about that transition from the rec league to the travel ball. So what kind of different pitching did you see even at that young age?
Transitioning from rec to travel ball, it was definitely more competitive at a higher level. And I mean, when you go to travel ball, everybody's good, and you have to step up your game. Otherwise, um, you have to just be successful in that way.
Absolutely. So what was kind of your thought process when you began catching?
I mean, I've always loved playing anywhere on the field, and then when I went behind the plate, it became one of my favorite positions on the field, and I'm excited that I get to play there this high school season, and I'm excited to see what college holds.
Absolutely. So going into like travel ball, into your PCC seasons. So what was it like your freshman year? Because a lot of athletes say that travel ball season is a lot more strenuous, even when you're a freshman and gets you ready real quick.
Yeah. So not knowing what to expect during high school ball, I think travel ball prepared me in a great way for high school ball. As a freshman, I was obviously still nervous because I didn't know what to expect, but I'm very thankful that my parents have provided the opportunity for me to play travel ball, and um, I mean, it's contributed to my success, no doubt.
I mean, no doubt, no diggity. You know what I'm saying? As okay, I gotta ask this every time to a softball or baseball player. What is your walk-up song, Emily?
Um, so this year we didn't get to have walk-up songs, but in the past my song has been Shots by LMFAO. But yeah. I mean, it's just a fun song. It gets everybody pumped.
Hey, way you've been hitting. I mean, you can go shots all you want. Okay, but going into kind of the training aspect of high school ball, what was that kind of like freshman year? Kind of that first workouts and stuff like that.
Our upperclassmen definitely kept us accountable. Um, as a freshman class, we brought in several players, and I think the accountability definitely helped us, and it kept everybody on track, and we definitely became the best versions of ourselves.
What's that like having several of your classmates going and playing on the next level? Atterbury going to St. Mary's, Murrett obviously going to Lewis. Okay, yourself going to Drake, Mercedes going to Valpo, um, and Ortero the following year in volleyball going to IU, uh, Columbus or somewhere down there. So, what's that like knowing that a lot of your teammates are going to play at the next level in a lot of sports? Okay. Check, 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 check. just about a lot of the teammates going to play on the next level.
I mean, it's amazing to see. I mean, everybody's filling up or living up to the potential that they have, and I know that they have, and I'm just excited to see everybody and how much success they're going to have at whatever school they are attending.
Absolutely. So let's go into your recruitment process. Okay. So, what was the top three schools before we talk about the Drake of it all? So, what was the top three schools that you were looking at that sides the one that you chose?
So, honestly, before I was recruited to Drake, I was still in the process of I didn't know if I wanted to stay home. I didn't want to, or I didn't know if I wanted to go like far away. Um, Really, honestly, I had an open mind with the process and I didn't really have anywhere specific. Just as the recruitment process went on, I talked to several schools and Drake was really the one that stood out to me.
Absolutely. So, going into it, what was that like? The first steps did you take on their campus? So, what was it kind of the instant, hey, I'm home kind of feel?
I mean, everybody that I talked to was very personable and welcoming, and I didn't feel out of place. And I think that was like the main factor that did it for me.
So it was kind of like that small town feel, like kind of where you grew up here in Boone Grove, and kind of still kind of big enough town like Valparaiso to kind of do things, right?
Definitely. One of the main contributing factors was definitely classroom sizes because coming from a small school, I know when I went to college, I didn't want to just be like another student in the classroom. I wanted to be able to develop relationships with my professors and be able to feel comfortable when I need to ask questions. And I definitely got that from Drake.
Absolutely. So, what would your dream NIL company be like to sponsor and kind of do stuff like that?
Oh my goodness. I don't even know. I haven't even thought about that. I honestly I don't even know. I mean anything would be great.
Absolutely. And like I told you off air, we have an agency towards that. We'll contact you after you graduate and we're at Drake for more information on our stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's a good question, especially for a high school athlete to kind of think about, especially when you've earned a Division One scholarship. Uh, and get yourself some money to kind of go and do stuff when you're super studying like that. So that leads into what do you do since you're doing softball year round, just about, and kind of with your other sports and all that. What do you do for self care?
um so I think I just really reflect on the games that I played and then just realize that it's just a game and it's not going to be the end of the world if I make one error and I focus on trying not to be perfect all the time. And I think that's really helped mentally as I've grown throughout my high school career. And I really, I don't know, I love napping. So I don't know. Like, I definitely need my sleep. So I definitely get that.
Hey, you gotta take a good nap. But speaking of that, with you being battery mates with your best friend and pretty much doing that since you guys started softball. What's that like having Natalie all 4 years of high school and then all the prereqs and some of the travel ball stuff and kind of what's that like?
I mean, I think we have a relationship that not many girls get to have um, in the sport. And I'm very thankful for it. And it's definitely going to be hard when we graduate, but I know she's going to do great things.
Absolutely. And you will too, okay, at Drake. But what's kind of the goals for the rest of this year? Where you guys are in sectional time, you probably are in that favorite category in that sectional when it's a super hard sectional. But what's kind of the goals?
So just going one game at a time. We got to focus on securing our first round win in sectionals, of course, and then obviously the championship. We want that title, and we definitely have the potential to do it, and we have all the right pieces. We just have to put it together, and we just have to take it one game at a time. Right now, we're just focusing on our first game of sectionals.
Absolutely. And you get a nice little tune up with South Central. I mean, either tomorrow or Saturday with the rain delay that you had tonight. So, what's that like knowing that you're going to face one of the best pitchers in the state, Lexi Johnson, again after tuning her up in the championship game, PCC, and then you kind of have that, and you're leading up towards your sectional?
It's a great game to prepare for sectionals, no doubt. Lexi Johnson is a great pitcher, and I mean the competitiveness between both teams. It's going to be a great game, and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. But I have to ask this since I'm part of Hebron and Westville. What was it like hitting that walk off against your arch rival?
I mean, it's definitely one of those moments you're never going to forget. Our games against Hebron, like I said, are always competitive, and I mean, we both just want it so much, and just in that moment, I mean, I knew once I hit it, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, I'm never gonna forget that.
Especially at home too. I mean, in a let's just be real, the championship game of the PCC there in that semis, the two best teams in the PCC there. Um, but yeah, I mean that had to be a great feeling. Just a tight game like that, 1-0, and then you unload on that pitch. But we're going to go into the kind of training that you kind of this summer that you're going to see in Drake. So, what are some things of your expectations that you're going to see in the off season kind of training and kind of that fall ball kind of thing?
So I will continue to play travel ball throughout the summer, and with that, I'm sure we'll have practices, and then I will definitely be doing hitting lessons and working out at home and just mentally and physically preparing myself for this fall.
Absolutely. So now we're going to go into the hot corner. No puns intended here on Regan's Corner. So this is where we get to know you a little bit more, Emily. Okay. So what's the go-to fast food place?
Oh, Chipotle.
Solid. Solid. I heard great things about it. Never had it though.
Oh,
So what is your all-time favorite sports movie?
ooh. Rookie of the year.
Solid. Solid. Okay. Since you put out Rookie of the Year, Cubs or Sox?
Cubs.
Okay, okay. Solid, solid answer. Nonetheless. Okay, so what's the go to meal before a game and after?
Ooh, before, usually like just chicken and rice or pasta, and then afterwards, um, sometimes we'll go to this place by in Winfield by the high school. It's called El Humidor, and it's a Mexican restaurant. We'll eat there, and that's really good.
Okay, okay, okay. So, what is your favorite bus trip?
My most memorable bus trip was probably when we went to Lake Central last year, or on the way home. Uh, we didn't win, but it was a good game, and me and my friends, we were just all dancing, and We had Crazy in Love by Beyonce on. It was just a good time.
Okay. So what's usually the playlist before a game or kind of when your guys are relaxing and stuff like that?
We have a lot of just like 2000s, 2010s music on, and then our favorite song is De La Mami. That really gets us going. But I mean, it's random. We have a bunch of different music tastes on the team, so
Hey, it must be a Boone Township thing because AT over there at Hebron wanted me to put that for their uh, TV highlight reel and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, fine, you do you. But nonetheless, okay. So, what are some things that you would give to the unclassmen for advice that you learned from the upperclassmen yourself?
it really does go. Really is the fast 4 years of your life, and you're never gonna be young again or have these moments again. Take every moment as it is. Be present and just allow yourself to enjoy every second.
Okay. Emily, you're welcome here anytime. And welcome to the Regan's Corner Athletes Program. So, any deal that you want, we'll try getting for you in the future, as long as Drake signs off on it. But yeah,
Well, thank you for having me.
welcome.